you touched briefly on Ben Stokes, but sometimes it's his very presence in the field that can make a difference even before he's done a Superman act.
Yeah, I mean, it's his, forget the field, it's his presence in the dressing room. It's his presence on the training ground. So the last 2 or 3 days that he's been training with the team, before that he was locked in his hotel room, itching to get out. Now he's been with the team, trying to make a difference. And we see it here in England that even when he has games, and he doesn't have many that he's quiet in terms of the action, the impact that he's having in that dressing room and the belief that he's sending through the players is massive. So the Rajasthan Royals team will arrive at the ground. They'll be there ready to go out there in the dressing room now with a little bit more lift. They'll be a bit more confident just looking that they've got Ben Stokes just to the left or right of them. He's just that kind of cricketer. We've had so many over the years that can just galvanise a team by just arriving and playing. And also the opposition will know that they've got a superstar that they have to play against, and someone that can do the extraordinary, like we saw last summer on a few occasions in the Ashes, in the World Cup final. Ben Stokes is a cricketer that the game is never lost. He believes that you can win from any situation, and that's what he'll be trying to tell all these Rajasthan Royals teammates today.
Joy, interesting point that Michael makes. It's not just about his presence on the field, but the presence in the dressing room, in the dugout. I mean, you've been a part of a dugout. When you know someone inspirational comes in, it's an impact that starts happening the day before, the night before, even before training, as he said.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember in the KKR days when Jacques Kallis would come, and he was just such a cricketer. And mind you, Jacques Kallis, you require dental surgery to get a few words out of him. But sheerly by example, what he used to do in that dressing room for you, he was amazing. I mean, he'd go around diving in the Firozshah Kotla, and he'd be scraped all over, and all these players would say, look, one of the greatest cricketers of all time is prepared to put in that kind of effort. I mean, why can't we? So these guys lift it. And England has had this great tradition. Ian Botham, then you have from Lancashire, Flintoff. I mean, Botham, Flintoff, Stokes is in that tradition of what you call the great English all-rounder, can do everything. And they're best at these sort of hopeless situations. The script is almost written for them, like Headingley 81, so many of these things. So the script is almost written for Stokes. If Stokes has to do something heroic, it's almost set up. He's got the perfect opportunity to do it now.
However, if we have to look at the other side of it, there are two aspects to it. One is his record. But before we come to the record, it's an emotional time for Ben Stokes and the family. There's a reason why he had to go away from the series in England. 65 days since he last played a match. And of course, he was in New Zealand with the family. And this is what he had to say. Saying goodbye to dad, mum and brother in Christchurch was tough. It's been a difficult time for us as a family, but they've pulled together, supported each other as best we can, and was able to get on the plane with my parents' love and blessing after we reached the decision. Because a lot of people obviously gave him those privacy moments, but it was obviously a decision that was collectively by the family, and they said, this is what you need to do. We are behind you.
Yeah, I know Ben quite well, and I know it was his dad. His dad told him to go and play. His dad wanted him to go and play in the IPL. His dad wants to be sitting in New Zealand watching him play in the IPL. It's obviously a very tough time for all the family, and particularly Ben. He and his dad have an incredible relationship, are very, very close. And I would think Ben was probably thinking he should have stayed in New Zealand, but it was his dad, Jed, that went, son, you've got to get on the plane. You've got to go and play cricket. I want to watch you in the IPL. And that's why he's arrived in Dubai to play for the Rajasthan Royals. But I think that's, will inspire Ben. You just know the kind of cricketer he is. When he had the situation in South Africa, unfortunately, when his dad fell ill, Ben kind of galvanised himself to go and kind of almost inspire his father by producing performances. That's why I don't rule out an incredible performance from Ben Stokes today. We saw it actually from Chris Morris yesterday, who'd not been playing a lot of cricket. He got 3 for 19 on the back of no game time. So it can happen that players can come straight into the contest and produce magic. And it wouldn't surprise me at all today if Ben Stokes produced some magic.